Welcome to the zoning board of appeals meeting
Yeah, they're all no
of
big deal.
June 24, 2025. My name is Attorney Russell Chin. I'm the vice chair. To my left is Mr. Himmel, Ms. Barry, Mr. Frankel, Mr. O'Brien. To my right is our secretary, Miss Kathy, Mrs. Griffin. Thank you. Behind me is Robert Collin, the Director of Inspectional Services. Okay. Going to ask everyone to shut off their phones or turn their phones to vibrate so the meeting is not interrupted. And if you plan to speak this evening, if you plan to testify at all, you're going to need to stand up and take an oath that you're going to tell the truth. Okay? Let's do that. So if you're going to speak at all this evening, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the matters now in hearing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. I'd like to have a motion to waive the reading of the minutes from the previous meeting.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes from the previous meeting and accept them as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Okay. All right, under the old business agenda, we have ZBA 2520, Ward 3, JCBT Architects LLC for a finding and variance to change the use from a single-family home to a two-family home with a two-story rear addition, reworking of the existing retaining wall to accommodate additional parking on the premises numbered 183 Norfolk Street, Quincy, Mass.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Bonnie Tan with JCBT Architect, presenting 183 Norfolk Street. So the changes from last meeting, we reduced the gross living area by 635 square feet from a two-family to a single family, increase the setback, so the addition meets the setback. The only variance we're seeking today is FAR. And the parking also complies because we're putting it back to a single family. It's still 4 parking spaces required for the single family. So we open up the existing house, first floor and second floor. So you don't think there's a rooming house at all. I mean, if it needed, I can open up more, just with columns and steel beams, possible steel beams to support the existing house. So also the new addition in the rear, the number of bedrooms still remains the same. 5, which is total is 5 bed, 4 full bath, and 1 half bath. And yeah, my client reduced quite a lot in the living area already, trying to meet the setback. So the addition is really meets the setback right now. And there is, I try to put in more parking spaces, but with the slope of the grade is really impossible. We already moved a lot of retaining wall in the front. So basically, this is the existing driveway, but I should have a proposed. So this was the same from last time for the new retaining wall and the 4 parking spaces that we have. We tried to push that further back to put more parking spaces. But being 12 feet and more in height and grade, that's really hard. So we're proposing a total gross living area of 4,124 square feet on an 8,000 square feet lot. And seeking only FAR for 0.11 in variance, which is about 800 something square feet in variance for.
So you'll end up with 4 parking spaces,
For parking.
an increase from 2.
We changed it from two-family to a single-family. So my client didn't need it to two-family, but building department suggests with the layout like that, why might as well just change it to two-family, and that's what we did. The original submission was only one family.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Questions?
No questions at this time.
Can you tell us what you're doing with your existing kitchen? I see you've identified it as a wet bar. Can you be more specific on what's going to happen with that area?
Let me pull that up. Right, so the plumbing is all there, so they don't really want to disconnect any plumbing, so they left a wet bar there and open that all the way up to the second floor, as we feel like having a wet bar there with a high ceiling. And
What exactly are you going to have? It looks like a refrigerator. Is there a dishwasher? Is there
No,
a
just
sink?
a refrigerator and a sink. No stove, no
So what is there?
dishwasher.
Can you show us a plan of the existing kitchen?
Okay. This was the existing kitchen, L shape. So we terminate this right here, terminate that, take out the stove. They need new cabinets anyway to match the new side. So the sink will be somewhere along this side, probably right here, and the refrigerator at that end.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. I mean, we can go smaller if size doesn't matter.
Did you change the style of the windows? That was some of the feedback from the last time. Did you change anything on the exterior or the windows from the last time?
We changed the height, but we kept it a bit. I mean, it's still double hung. Oh, sorry, not that. So it's still double hung to match. So it's really matching. The only one different is the picture window over there. I mean, over the front door, the side door, I would put it that way. We can add grills to make it look like it's a double hung, but there's no way because of height issue. There's no way it can be open, even though it's the real double hung, it'll be a fixed window.
I just look at the left side and the proposed rear elevation, and the style of windows on your addition is completely different than the rest of the house. So it looks
Right.
like 2 houses connected still, 2 separate units.
I mean, I can put more grills and the rear, doesn't matter on the rear?
I'm just pointing out, I know in the
Size.
last meeting, we gave you feedback that we didn't care for the style and the size and shape, and I don't see that that's
Because
changed.
I spoke to them, because the only side that they get the sun is the rear and the left side of the facade. That's the.
I'm just
side-
pointing
yeah.
out that nothing's been changed, right? On the exterior style, you haven't changed the exterior look of this house at all. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
The window style, correct.
Agreed, thank you. That's it.
No, I'm good for now, thanks.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Does anyone want to speak in favor of the application? In favor?
Oh, apologize. There was 9,
We already got that in the last
Yeah.
meeting. There was 9 previously.
9 letters?
There were
Yeah.
9 letters of support that was entered into the record.
Okay.
At the previous
Yeah,
meeting.
we entered those already last time you were here. Okay, I'll call that meeting, that part of the meeting closed. Is there anyone here in opposition to the project? Okay? No opposition.
No.
Do we have any letters from DPW or anything like that needs to be read?
DPW, one letter of opposition, and the support letters were all read into the record at the
Okay.
previous meeting.
Okay, I think we're ready for a vote then, right?
Correct.
Okay, ready for a vote. My impression is that the applicant has gone back to the drawing board and done almost everything we asked. The aesthetics being the window, and I think I was the one who asked about the windows not really matching up. We've gone back to a single family, and I'm happy that you have more parking spaces. The windows, I can understand that they want sunlight. There's been no opposition from the neighbors. Have the neighbors seen the drawings of the windows?
Yep,
So the back neighbors and the side neighbors are not objecting
no,
to them
they even signed the letter in favor.
in favor, so
Yeah.
I'll be voting in favor.
Yeah, I still don't like what the windows look like. I wish you could at least put some kind of inserts in it or something. It just
Sure, we can do that.
looks completely different than the existing house. And it still looks like two houses to me, but there appears to be no opposition, so I'll be in favor. If, in fact, we put it to the record that you'll fix the windows.
Sure.
Match.
I agree with Mr. Himmel. I'd like to see the windows to be more matching and consistent with the existing home.
Okay,
And I would vote in favor with that condition.
okay, sure, we can do that.
Still don't love the design, but did what we asked, nobody's opposing it. That's why people should show up if they don't like what's going on, otherwise, hold your peace.
Yeah, again, it's a big lot and it's high, so, I mean, it's not a street impact that they have there. It's everything's behind it, which would make it a little bit more acceptable to me. If it was in front, obviously where the driveway is, I'd be opposed, but I'm in favor of it the way it's presented tonight.
May I have a motion, please?
ZBA 25-20 JCBT Architect LLC for finding and variance. The change of use from single-family home to in fact, a larger single-family home, addition or reworking an existing retaining wall to accommodate additional parking on the premise numbered 183 Norfolk Street, Quincy, with the addition that the windows in the new addition will be fixed to mimic the existing home. Make a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next matter is ZBA 2516, Ward 1, Brian Travers, for a variance to construct a farmer's porch on the front of an existing dwelling on the premises numbered 91 Aspet Road, Quincy, Mass. The applicant here. Yes.
Hi, I'm Brian Travers. I live at 91 Ascot Road. I've been there for about 12 years, going on more. Done multiple additions to my house, to try to make it better, and my family has grown. And now our last thing that we're trying to do to complete our house that we're both love living in is to put a full-size porch on our front and come out 8 feet and have it look beautiful like the house is.
Okay. Just need a minute to take a look at the
Yeah.
drawing again. So the porch will be open,
It'll be wide open, yeah, somewhere to sit, watch the kids. The neighborhood's unbelievable. There's over 14 kids on our street. My kids are 8 and 6. They're out front all day, nonstop.
Okay.
Never worried about a car coming down. It's just the fact to sit out there and have your coffee and enjoy seeing all the neighbors. It's the best, I think, area to live in Quincy. So, yeah,
great. And the stairs going to have to be moved?
no,
Going to keep the stairs?
keep the stairs there, yeah.
Okay. And the roof over the?
There'll be a
porch?
roof over the whole porch, but again, it's not gonna be, everything's gonna be wide open. We're not gonna put, it will not be enclosed whatsoever.
There's no living above that?
No,
Living
not at
space
all. The
above that?
bedrooms are set back.
Okay.
I have no questions.
No questions.
None. You've done a nice job with the house.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I don't have any questions at this.
Okay. Is there anyone in favor of the proposal? Counselor, like to speak?
Dave McCarthy, 48 Whitney Road, Ward 1 Counselor. As Brian said, he's been on Assabet for quite some time. A couple of years ago, I think we did a mud room, maybe a little bit less than 2 years. He's got a big family, and I think this is great, that they want to stay in Marymount, they want to stay in Quincy, and they love the neighborhood. So it's a small addition to some of the homes, and we've had quite a few, at least I have in Ward 1, is a great thing to see. No one's picking up and saying, we got to get out of here, we got to get a bigger home. Let's add to what we have here because we got a good thing. So I'm in full support. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in favor, would like to speak? Call that part of the hearing closed. Nothing from the DPW to report. Is there anyone here in opposition to the application? Opposition? Hearing no opposition, call that part of the hearing closed. Ready for a vote. I think it's a good project, and I would be in favor of it.
On a motion? Okay, ZBA 2516, Brian Travers, a variance to construct a farmer's porch on the front of the existing dwelling on the premise numbered 91 Azabet Road, Quincy, Mass. I make a motion to accept as presented.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Mike Cabeas will be done.
It wasn't closed in. That was closed anyway.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying, if you like, listen.
You want to
So
do,
when I first read it, I was thinking this.
Petition's gonna take longer, right?
Soundboard.
okay, moving on to the next petition, ZBA 2518, Ward 4, Claudio Arojo, for a variance to construct a 120-square-foot mudroom onto the existing structure on the premises numbered 85 Upton Street, Quincy, Mass. Is the applicant here? Could you step up, please? Could you state your name and your address for the record, please?
Vanessa Fabro. And
Can you say that again for me, please?
Vanessa Fabro,
Can you spell your last name for me?
F as in Frank, A-B-R-O.
F-A-V-R-O.
85
Yes.
Upton?
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you tell us what you like to do?
Yes, so we are proposing a mudroom, and our problem is going into the setbacks.
Could you just pick up a little bit more? I don't know if your mic is working that well. Couldn't hear
So
anything
we
you
are
said.
proposing a mudroom,
Yeah.
and our problem is going to the setbacks, 3 feet. And we're gonna use that as a second entrance to the home.
So what type of relief are you looking for tonight?
Uh,
Are you-
The
are you-
setbacks,
The setback?
correct.
Okay.
It's a huge. Not much.
20 feet.
So it's
10 feet. 3 feet off.
Just here you go.
so it's got left side. Reduced from 17 to 8, and the ordinance is 3, so we're short 5 feet.
She's saying here 3 feet short.
It means east dimensions. It says the position is 17. Requesting ordinance is 13.
You can see the.
Okay. Want to just confirm something. You're looking for relief on this left side setback,
Correct,
and it is currently 17.72.
correct.
And it's going to, your proposal is to reduce it to 8.25,
Yes,
and the ordinance requires 13. Is that correct?
yes,
Okay. Your contractor submitted something to us that said he was looking for a 3-foot discrepancy, a 3-foot deficiency.
yes, that is correct.
But I think the numbers don't really match up with the actual,
Not a 3-foot setback.
It's more,
It's more like a 5 feet setback. That's my,
1.75.
yeah. Just want to make sure I understand what it is you're looking for, because the documents don't
Yes, no,
match.
I was under the impression it was only 3 feet.
That's 8.25.
Is your contractor here with
No.
you?
Let's say 8.25. Here.
Take that route. Look up on your computer.
Difference of 9.47 feet. Which is significant when it's only a 13-foot
That's
setback.
what it said.
I understand.
Moving to amend.
It's 8.25 on the,
On the plans.
I'm sorry?
It's 8.25 on the plan, using my magnifying glass.
They're requesting 8.25, the existing is 17.72, and the difference is 9.47.
So the difference between existing and requested is 9.47.
47.
Yeah, roughly half, cutting it in half, basically.
So wait, what size is it?
Not only 4.75 off ordinance.
Off the ordinance of
Right.
13. So she needs a variance for 4.75 is what you're saying.
Yeah, from 13.
From 13.
So 8.6. Yeah, 8.7.
Hmm.
So it's the existing.
8.7 plus, yeah, that's the 18.
That's the only thing she's looking for.
17.72 minus,
It's about 16.
yep.
Green space.
Yeah, that's about right, because if they wanted to take little over 8 feet, that's the difference. That's the, it should be the width of the berm.
Correct dimensions.
The difference between the current and existing.
Okay. All right, can you tell us anything about the construction of the mudrooms?
Yes. Can I have,
Yeah. Hi, sorry, I think there was a mistake. My name's Daniel Pierce. I'm the owner of 85 Upton.
Okay.
She's representing the contractor.
Oh, she's a contractor.
Yes, sorry, that might have been a misunderstanding. Sorry, can you repeat your question one more time? On the mudroom?
On the mudroom, what are you planning to build?
Yeah, pretty simple. We are looking to build a mudroom on the left side of the house if you're facing it from the street. We bought the house almost 4 years ago after renting in Wallaston prior to that. We have 4 kids, and honestly, we just want a place where shoes, backpacks, and jackets can go. And so there is wanting to build the 10 by 12 mudroom, 10 going out from the house, if that makes sense, was the idea. Yeah. I'm not sure where the 3-foot thing came from. I don't know what that was all about.
Well, it says 8.25. It used to be, or it's currently 17
Yeah.
and 3/4.
I think,
You're going down 10
um,
feet, so that's got to be 7. So
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. I think if I remember, the architect who drew up the plans used, and forgive me, I forget the name of it's online, it's GSI or GI, whatever it is, it's a measuring tool. I might have forgotten. And it came at like 19 feet. When the assessor came out, it was 17.8 or something like, I can't remember. I think you have the number there from the assessor. And so if there's a discrepancy, it'd probably be a foot and something on there that that we didn't realize was there until the assessor came.
How big is the room? How big is the addition
The addition would
exactly?
be 10 by 12. So 10,
10 wide?
10 feet, yep, 10 wide and
12
12
back.
deep, yes.
10 towards the line.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 towards the neighbor's house, if that's helpful.
So it's really 7. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it comes out to, and I'm saying 10, yeah.
We'll call it 7.
So I think it's just under 8 feet,
Okay. So you're
is
gonna end
what
up
it
with about a
is.
7.5 foot setback.
something to that effect, yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna be a concrete footings.
Yeah, we'll do the footings. We're not gonna dig
2.5, right?
foundation.
Taking 10 feet off of that, they're actually gonna have 7.72 feet. I don't know which.
Do you have a stamped site plan? Did you have a site plan done?
Yes,
We're just struggling
It
because the
should be.
numbers are.
is it not in there? Okay.
It's not clear.
Yeah, like I said, the plans that we submitted for the permit were done on the architect who used that computer program to measure, but the actual assessment was different by a foot and change. I think the assessor, it should be in there, is that correct? Yeah, let me see.
You have to be able to rely on what that setback actually is, so your neighbor can rely on it.
Yeah,
It's going to be.
So have you actually had a proper survey done?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. And that should have been submitted. I mean, I'm not the expert here, so I don't know what I'm looking for. Sure.
Where it's coming from, because 10 minus 17.
Is 7.72.
That's all from the architect.
Yes. Proposed.
We even know for sure if the existing condition is right. If your existing condition is right at 17.72 and your room is 10 feet, then you'd be down to 7.72 and not 8.25 to your.
Right, so I think that's the difference between what the architect thought and what the assessor came up with.
Yeah.
So it'd be 7.72,
Requested condition
yes.
against an ordinance requirement of 13.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I have that.
And you're gonna have a deck up there too, right? On top of the mud.
No, that's just purely stylistic. To have the
The rail.
the railing, yeah, we're not gonna do a window.
there?
There's a window from our bedroom, but we're not gonna open it up to that. It's just aesthetic choice.
Did you share your plans with the neighbor on that side?
Yeah, I mean, we have talked to the neighbors. Honestly, that neighbor, we haven't seen them in over a month. He's there frequently. It's a couple, they're retired. I think they have a house on the Cape. We haven't seen them in a while.
Right. Okay.
So,
I mean, this would impact them the most.
oh, I agree, 100%, yeah.
And we're off a foot. We can't find that extra foot based on your stamped drawing.
Yeah.
From your engineer.
Okay.
Versus what you're showing here.
The drawing, the engineer meaning the
Person who stamped your drawing that you submitted to.
Okay, yeah.
the city. It's showing an 8.25, right?
Correct.
Difference between the building and the sign.
So it'd be 7.72.
Correct.
So that's,
But the stamped version says 8.25, but the dimensional pages say it's going to be 7.72. So we're,
Because it's 10, the building's 10
because the
feet.
10
You're
feet,
taking
the
off
thing's
the
10 feet
existing,
wide.
it should be 7.72, not 8.5.
difference 5.53 off.
Or take it, subtract.
yeah, because that would be 9.5 or
Well,
something.
it's not 8.2, 7.2, 5.3, yeah, difference. Yeah.
It's not a huge thing, just.
So what do we do with the neighbor?
The neighbor was notified through the abutters notice, and they have not contacted the zoning board, and they have not appeared this evening. So there's nobody in opposition, technically, nobody in opposition. I can make this part of the conditions to make it reflect the stamped plans
Correct.
and make sure that the map is right in the conditions, if that makes you comfortable.
Yeah, I would prefer that.
Yeah, the stamp plans though are gonna require 8.25, which is, they're not gonna have, so they need to, I think it would be best for everybody if got a new plan with accurate numbers that we can hang. We have no problem, we don't have any problem with what you wanna do,
Mhm.
but your neighbor, the
Oh, yeah.
city, everybody's gotta rely on these numbers.
Sure.
So I think getting one that's
Getting
accurate,
better.
so we can put that in the record.
So
as
maybe
to
we
what
put her
the
over for
setback
2
is.
weeks? until they do
Whatever,
that?
like, they're just kidding, whatever, whatever next, how long will it
You know,
take to
July
get
weather?
clean and accurate?
New set of plans?
Well, it's really the plot,
Probably not very long.
it's really the plot.
Sure, yeah, I mean, the plot plan, maybe I'm just confused about which
show
ones we're
you.
talking about, yeah.
So you have a dimensional form that you
Yep.
submitted, and this is your plot plan. They
Sure.
don't match.
Okay,
So we need a stamped drawing that matches this information,
okay.
or vice
so
versa.
The dimensional form, I imagine, was submitted when we applied for the permit, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay,
And
so that's the
what went out
difference.
to your neighbors.
Sure,
So they may not be opposing it at
at
8.5 feet, but
Sure,
now when
whatever
it
was, yeah.
is reflected to 7.25, they may oppose
I
it.
got you. That makes sense now. Thank you. Okay.
So we need these two things to match.
Okay, so really it's the submission, the dimensional and all
Correct.
that needs to be updated.
This probably is not correct.
Something's off.
Based
Yeah.
on what you've told us, that so one of these numbers is not accurate. So whatever it is, but let's have it
Yeah.
nailed down so that it says, here's what we're building, and this is actually from the lot line to the end of your building, what that amount is, 7.25, 8, whatever it is. Then your neighbor knows what they're getting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do
we.
So do we.
So do you, yes, that's great. I don't have any problem. Certainly not trying to sneak it in, I don't know. I'm just, I'm just going with what we're
Not
told to
saying
do.
that at all.
Yeah.
When you get an assessor's.
We'll need the
it's different than
revisions
the
by
architect.
July 11th in order to be heard on July 27th or 2nd? 22nd.
Okay,
So July 11th submission, July 22nd come back for the hearing. Okay?
yeah, that's great.
So that the numbers match up.
Okay.
Between your stamp drawing and the dimensional forms.
Okay,
So we know exactly what you're looking for.
that's great. So just to make sure I understand correctly.
Yeah.
I
can
should
take
probably,
these with
I'll
you.
reach out to the architect who kind of drew up the plans.
You can have these.
Yeah, actually, I might have it.
This needs to match this form.
Yes, so
Okay.
this, I'm not sure on this, the plot plan here is really what we should probably go on. Is that correct?
If that is in fact correct.
Yes, that's what the,
That's the stamp. plan.
that's the one that was done by an assessor.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that,
You need a registered land surveyor.
yeah, that's what this guy,
Okay.
yes.
But from what you're telling us, what he has there is not right.
Is not what you submitted on your form.
By a foot.
Well, so, but again, the form was based off of, and I forget the name of that computer program. So the question is, which one are we going on?
It's.
The stamp drawing.
That's what I would say.
So
Okay,
we need a form that matches the
that
stamp
matches
drawing.
this one.
And then
Great.
you can amend that dimensional form.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's not a problem. That really shouldn't be very hard. So July 11th is not a problem.
Okay.
July
Okay.
20.
So the revisions need to arrive to me by 9 a.m. on July 11th.
Mm-hmm.
You will be placed on the July 22nd agenda.
Okay,
You'll be continued. I'm going to send you that information
Mm-hmm.
on the portal. But if you have any questions, please just call the zoning office.
Sure.
And I will help you.
okay. So July 22nd. Okay. And if I'm not able to be here, the contractor can be here and that's fine. Is that correct? Okay. Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It happened.
Is there anyone else here present tonight on this particular application? No. Okay, so we'll just have a motion to continue then.
ZBA 2518, Claudio Ruggio for variance to construct a 120 square foot mudroom on the existing structure on the premise numbered 85 Upton Street, Quincy. Make a motion to continue to July 22nd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. All right, the next matter is ZBA 2521, Ward 1, Anthony Scola for a variance and a finding to subdivide the parcel and construct a single-family home on the created parcel and relocate the existing garage on the premises numbered 37 Narragansett Road, Quincy. The applicant is here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the board, thank you for having us this evening to present the proposal here. Again, my name is Rob Fleming. I'm an attorney with Fleming & Fleming. I do represent the applicant, Anthony Scola. Anthony is here with us this evening too, so if you have questions for him, feel free to ask him as well. Engineer was not able to be here this evening. He had a family matter to attend to. Our architect, Bonnie Tam, JCBT, I know you guys know Bonnie. She presented earlier tonight. She is with us this evening as well as the architect. So again, the property is 37 Narragansett Road in the Marymount area of Quincy. This is a corner lot on Narragansett Road and Agawam Road, consisting of approximately just shy of 15,000 square feet lot in a Residence A zoning district. It is currently improved by a single-family residence to the east fronting Narragansett Road and a one garage presently in the proposed vacant lot fronting Agawam Road. That garage will be moved to the 37 Narragansett lot. The proposal again this evening, designed by JCBT Architects, is to again divide the property into two parcels. One parcel fronting Narragansett Road, which will continue to be 37 Narragansett Road, will consist of approximately 7,601 square feet. So just shy of the requirement per ordinance, improved with the existing single-family residence and a garage. Again, that garage will be moved on that particular lot. A second parcel, which is now vacant land, essentially only houses the garage presently, fronting Agawam Road, will consist of 7,358 square feet, which again is just shy of the required ordinance lot size. This proposed single-family residence, and Ms. Tan can get more involved in talking about that, will contain 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Relief sought this evening from the board. Again, we are not requesting a different use. It's Residence A. We're proposing a single-family residence on a new lot. We are requesting variances minimally for lot size, as I talked about, as well as lot size per dwelling unit. So again, lot sizes will be 7601 and 7358. We are requesting frontage relief for the new parcel on Agawam Road, and minimal relief on the side setback for the existing home, a little over 10 feet as opposed to the required 13. We are also requesting a finding. It is a non-conforming residence, so obviously we are changing that. So we do feel with the work that will be done, will certainly improve this property as well as the new property as well. So I'll just have Ms. Tan say a few words with respect to the architectural. Did you have any questions for me?
No,
Okay.
No question.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Bonnie Tan with JCBT Architect. We're proposing a 2-story, single-family on the new lot. So the existing Narragansett property, we're not doing anything except just a detached 24 by 24 2-car garage. We're moving the existing 2-car garage that was on the Agawam Road side and moving it to Narragansett side. Sorry.
Bonnie, are you moving that garage, or are you going to demolish it and put a new one there?
Put it that way, we're demolishing it and rebuild. Because that is actually pretty big detached garage, 2-car at the new lot side.
So you're taking it down?
Taking it down.
Okay. Great.
So the basement will be half, because it's a walk-out basement, so we're proposing a half bath with a finished playroom with a half finished walk-out basement, and the other half will be unfinished mechanical storage on the left side. That's unfinished. The right side is finished. And the first floor will be living, dining, kitchen with a guest bedroom and 1 full bath on the first floor. We want to open floor plan as much as possible. The rear will have a small deck overlooking, because it's sloped down, the grade slopes down in the back. And I believe it's, was it a school? I believe it's a school in the,
Paramount School.
yeah, in the back. Right, so it has some view on the second floor.
Perkins Place.
So we're proposing just 2-bedroom on the second floor with a rear patio door overlooking the view of a partial marsh in the back, and 2 full bath on the second floor. So the total living area for this new single family is 3,400 square feet, little over 3,400 square feet. And this existing single family, the new single family meets all the setback requirement, the height, everything zoning wise. The only thing that doesn't meet is the lot size. And the existing single family, other than the front yard and side yard, is only one side yard where the new lot line cut that we're shy for 2 point something feet, a little less than 3 feet. Everything else meets the zoning ordinance otherwise for parking and high number of stories.
Can you speak to the neighborhood, the other lot sizes, generally speaking, around this house and the size of the houses in those lots?
I can speak to that. I always looked at that as well. There's a few lots that are larger than these two proposed. However, most of them are 0.11 acres, which you're looking at 6,000 to 7,000 square feet. So the two lots that we're proposing here are really in conformance with the rest of the neighborhood with respect to size, overall size.
What about
Yeah.
the size of the homes from those lots?
Similar in size as well to this. They run from 2,500 to 3,000 square feet. I think Mr. Scola lives in the home at 37, and it's around the same dimensions, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of the components and the materials that you plan to use for the two houses?
Exterior materials?
Yes.
I'll have Bonnie touch on.
We're proposing hardy siding.
Got that one down pat, huh?
You like that? Do you like that? Or you prefer vinyl? We can do the luxury vinyl if the board buys it. Yeah, I mean, hardy is the most economic cost right now. Yeah, I mean, the regular vinyl is too cheap in look, and the composite or luxury vinyl is a little bit higher end.
So it'll be horizontal hardy plank, is what you're saying?
Horizontal, yes.
It'll look like clapboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
These nice windows, used to use those at Norfolk.
We don't have the mullions, huh?
Yeah,
I'll let the owner know.
Yeah.
I have no other questions.
I have no questions, thank you.
The owner of the parcel, they're going to stay in one of these homes, or they're both going to be sold? What is the ownership status?
Standing.
This is the owner.
Hi there.
School, 37 Narragansett Road. We do intend to stay at 37 Narragansett Road.
Okay.
And we'll be selling the lot next to us.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Scollum, so you're going to build it and then sell it, right?
Who's building it? Are you going to sell the plans?
I'm gonna sell the plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a buyer lined up at this time?
Not yet,
Or this
no.
is all conceptual?
This is all conceptual.
Okay.
And I'm planning to list the house, the lot with the plans for sale.
With approved plans?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I'm good, thank you.
Joe?
That's a beautiful lot there. And normally I would be opposed
Pretty piece of
to
land.
let that be subdivided, but since you're close,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I don't have any questions.
I mean, I feel the same way. Rese, generally, a knee-jerk reaction with me is not to subdivide it, but you have plenty of land in its corner lot. And we'll find out if there's opposition as well as hear from the counselor. Is there anyone here who would like to speak in favor of the project? Come up and state your name and your address, please.
Ted Burke, 25 Narragansett Road. I'm the neighbor to Tony. For what it's worth, great neighbor, great people, fully support the plans as written.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in favor? Project, counsel?
Dave McCarthy, 48 Whitney Road, Ward 1 Counselor. I talked to Mr. Scola months ago when he first brought this up to me, and I was excited that, as Counselor Fleming said, there's 15,000 square feet, very rare Usually I'm up here and we're talking 5,000, 6,000. This is like the Ponderosa. So I'm very excited about this. In regards to the setup, the Scolas have been there for a number of years. They're great neighbors. It's a great neighborhood. And when he does sell a house next to Marymount School, in that Marymount section, it shouldn't take too long for that to disappear. It's on a good-sized lot. As Councilor Fleming said, very comparable to everyone, probably even a little bit bigger than most of the lots on Agawam going down on the left side. I know there's a few to the right that are bigger by the tennis courts and et cetera. But this looks like it will fit right in, and I was very pleased to see the size and that we were very close to the conforming number, give or take a couple of 100 square feet. So I'm in full support. Thank you.
Thank you.
No opposition.
No opposition received in the mail. Is there anyone here opposed or undecided? Opposed or undecided? None. Okay. This is a letter to be written in.
June 10th, ZBA 2521-37 Narragansett Road zoning board of appeals received a copy of a written communication from City of Quincy DPW Engineering Department for the applicant responsive to this application dated 5/30/2025. Document is available to the public and review the ZBA website. It will become part of the decision on this application.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so if someone wants to read that letter, it's going to be available on the website. All right, I think we're ready for a vote.
I have a question.
Motion. Oh, you have a question?
Well, I have a comment.
Yes.
Rob, do we know if they can have a curb cut? When was the road last paved?
No idea. They will do the engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 2019.
So they've surpassed the
5 years.
Okay.
Narragansett. Agawam was up there longer than that. That was okay. Yeah.
My comment is that it's a nice, big, beautiful home where you're going to store all the bikes and the shovels and the snow blowers and everything else. So I would like to see a one-car garage or a quite proper shed included in the plans
For Agawam.
for the new home.
Is that something that the applicant can agree to?
We can propose that, but I believe there is, in the rear, there's a wetland back there. Is it floodplain or wetland?
Yeah, everything being constructed is outside the floodplain. I just have a question on what it is you were liking to propose, or?
So this is a home that's most likely going to be occupied by families.
Yeah,
And people with a home that size have stuff that typically goes in a garage. So where will all that stuff get
There's a
stored
basement.
under your
Yeah,
existing plan?
So there's a half of a basement, that's why we left half of the basement as a unfinished storage this size, and that's a walk-in basement. If they do have lawnmower.
Per your plan, though, you have people walking through their finished space to get to the unfinished space, so that's not
Correct,
practical.
or we can just enlarge this a little bit and have a door right here so they can just go into with any, a ram, push the lawnmower in, or, yeah. So we.
Where on the plan could you possibly build a garage or a significant size shed?
Garage, we would love to. We originally proposed a garage in the basement, but the engineer said because of the grade varies and the floodplain, so we cannot put a garage in the basement, having it the left side driveway. Let me show you that real
I
quick.
think it might have been a water table issue.
Okay. Do
Yeah.
you have a plan showing the water table?
I don't have that, and the engineer did not come in today. Do we, actually? I don't have a civil, do we have a civil plan from him? I don't think we have a civil plan from him. It's more of a plot plan from him. So there's no drainage design at the moment, but it will. Once it's submitted for permitting, it will have drainage design. But even my client here, he loves to have a garage, but it just doesn't work. If we propose a garage coming in from the front, the house will reduce in size quite a lot, or we'll be seeking for.
We just need a practical solution to where all the stuff that homeowners are going to have are going to store.
There is a basement.
But
which
it
should
does-
be used for that.
Attorney Fleming, no one's going to bring a lawnmower through finished space to store it in the basement.
Well, like I said, we can enlarge or move this walk.
Okay, we'd have
Our
to see,
basement
I'd
area
like to
over.
see a change in your walkout. So for practical purposes, the other side of the basement would in fact be used for
Yes.
typical things that homeowners have and need.
We could certainly make a condition that we extend the exterior area to be able to access to the unfinished basement directly from outside. I don't mind proposing a condition to do that, so you have access directly and not have to go through the living area.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'd like a practical solution so you truly could get a lawnmower in the
Yeah,
basement.
so if we make a
You're not
condition
pushing
that
a
we-
lawnmower through occupied space.
Understood.
Can we condition that instead of coming back, just for,
I'm fine.
Fine.
Yes, we can do it as a condition.
thank you.
Okay.
So it's going to be an extension of that currently proposed,
That's correct,
Over
yeah.
here.
So you have direct access to that area of the basement.
okay, sure. Are there any other comments or questions?
No, I'm good.
All set?
Good.
Okay. Can you have a motion then?
ZBA 25-21, Anthony Scoville for variance and finding to subdivide the parcel to construct a single-family home on the created parcel, relocate the existing garage on the premise 37 Narragansett Road, Quincy. It's a recommendation that the Agawam parcel, that a second way of egress to access the storage section of the basement be added
Direct
Make
egress.
it part of the
Direct.
conditions.
as a condition of approval, correct?
Thank you.
Second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.